Like I said, we're gonna give credit where it's due when eventually, well, they'll have a game or games where we give credit where it's due. But for
A game.
yeah, yeah, a game or games, right? Um, but for yesterday, that coaching staff as a whole, and it's not so Mike Vrabel, you got outcoached, out game planned, really out toughed.
It's like, dude, you get out coached and out toughed by Pete Carroll.
At
And
the age, 130 years old, Pete Carroll.
yeah, 74 years old. And I mean, it wasn't Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson, and Legion of Boom. It was Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, and
Mm-hmm.
apparently a high powered Raiders offense.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, because I'm looking. So let me click on that thing, right? So because I'm like they actually they only 20 is not crazy, but I think about Geno Smith. So he was 24-34 for 362. But
Mm-hmm.
didn't this feel like the Seattle game last year?
Yes, of course it did.
It felt just like that, right? You know,
Yeah, because
and
Geno had like 400 yards last year against
like
us
you
and
didn't,
could do whatever he
and
wanted.
it's like wow. And once again, they only ran for 56 yards, and Geno Smith had 10 of those. So Bowers 5 for 103, Jakobi 8 for 97, which is typical him. Trey Tucker 2 for 54. Yeah. So I'm just like, so for him to go, okay, so 24-34. So he completed about 64% of his passes.
Sure did.
Like, and I'm like, wow, wow.
For an average of almost 11 yards per throw.
Right, right.
And so what does that tell you? Like you just if you just read the stats and just dig a little bit deeper, it was the big plays that got us.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
The same thing happened last year against Seattle. Like he dink and dunked all over us the entire game, but we kept that game in control. And then like last drive, DK Metcalf has a 48-yard touchdown catch.
Yeah, yeah.
Ball game.
Right, Morgan, right, exactly. Well, it's weird because, and it goes back to what we've talked about, mainly you and I, when it comes to the Patriots. There's still a lot of guys on this roster, even if they came over from other teams, that have not learned how to win consistently. And when you have that's still in the locker room, it spills over, right? So you think about obviously a lot of guys that was there from last year, Stevenson, Maye, Pop, Booty. Even I mean Henry's been in other situations, but it's like,
Didn't win.
Didn't win though. You know what I'm saying? So when you have a lot of guys that are fighting to really find their first sense of a winning identity,
Yep.
it's like it's the growing pains are still there. And once again, we weren't expecting you going 13-4. But and if I was on a show with you last week with Karen, I still would have been like 7-10 is a disappointment. Yes, plus 3 wins, yes, but you got
So
to,
she picked them to go. She picked them to go 9-8.
yeah. So
Remember that.
that to me is where, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that to me is the sweet spot. Like you got to find a way to get that many games. Like you can't come in here and still lose double-digit games. No way.
No, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Double-digit losses needs to be removed from the equation.
Mhm.
But you have guys on this team that have won before. I mean, Carlton Davis won a championship with Brady down in Tampa Bay.
Mhm.
Milton Williams was on the Eagles roster last year,
Right.
and Mike Vrabel knows what it's like to win. So does Josh McDaniels. So like they should be able to instill. Like it's. I'm not. Again, I'm going to echo what you just said. I'm not advocating that they could be a Super Bowl contender this year. Right.
Right.
But it's if you get to 9 wins this year, 10 or 11 next year, I think that this team, I think they need to have more depth. And that's something that we talked about last week too, because the second that injuries happen, it's going to be really bad. And as you're already witnessing that with Gonzo out. But if you can escalate this from having 22, really good players in this team to 35,
Mhm.
then you could be in that 11-12 win ball game, or a ballpark for the next couple of years.
So let's stick with Gonzo for a second because I didn't want to go complete shock jock, but it's just something that's in my mind. Um, and I'm thinking, and I'm just like, man, I don't want this to be true. But is there Is there a route that he becomes a big what if here? Because he's already been hampered with so much injury already, and we know what he is when he's talented, but I don't want the figment of the imagination to be there, and we hold on to that, and it's not actually what it's supposed to be on the field. So, am I making sense with that? Like, am I going too far? But just
Well, yeah, I mean, you're making sense, but you might be going too far because when you think about hampered with injuries, aside from this one, he just had one and it was catastrophic. But yeah, and it wasn't like this guy was missing games all throughout the season because he had lingering issues of a knee at one and then an ankle in the other and then a wrist. He just had one catastrophic injury in Dallas that took him out for the rest of the year. And I think I would rather them show an abundance of caution with him as opposed to rushing him back. And it appears that Vrabel's not going to bring him back unless he's 100%, which I'm fine with.
sure. I think I also think two things can be true. I think they are doing that. To be fair, I think they thought they didn't need him against Vegas. I don't.
Well, right.
Yes, because if they thought they needed him against Vegas, he would have been in some type of package. He might not have played the whole game, but he might have been out there for like 20% of the snaps. So I think they thought they could get through Vegas without him, and they couldn't. But like I said, I just don't want him to be. And I say character, that's too harsh of a word, but I want him to be someone that's seen as what we know him to be, which is he's already a top corner in the game.
Right.
And I want him to get paid like one. I want him to have success like one. So, like, that was one of the last parting gifts that Bill gave us. And I think that, when he's on, he's amazing. So, but yeah, we need it badly. And
because I think Carlton Davis could be a really good number two, like a really, really good number two. He's not going to, we didn't bring him there to be number one.
yeah,
but now he has to play that and he can't. And we get two young safeties. Listen, I think we know what Gonzo is. When he's healthy, he's a lockdown corner. I mean, he's locked down from guys like Tyreek Hill to DK Metcalf to, like, the list goes on. He can lock him down. And I don't know this, and I have no inside knowledge. I think if he portrayed himself as someone that was not, like, trying to get ready to play this game, Vrabel would have pushed him or put him in a package. The fact that he was listed as out, I think the kid is doing everything he can to get back, and Vrabel sees that. He's like, no, we're just going to hold you out, dude. Like, it's fine.
yeah.
You're not going to win the Super Bowl in week one.
No, I mean that's true. I don't know. Like I said, I just obviously he's severely missed.
Yep.
But listen, Alex Austin is really good.
Yep.
He's really good.
Sure is.
And until Gonzo comes back, I put him at the spot, not Carlton Davis. And I get money wise why he would have to be. I let Carlton Davis still share the number twos, and I put Alex Austin on whoever the one is until Gonzo comes back.
With help.
With help. No, sure, with help. But,
Yeah.
but Jalen Hawkins was really good yesterday. So yesterday we did see why, some players in that secondary will let go. I still would have kept Peppers personally. But it's just like, because as much as I have been a Duggar supporter, keeping Duggar over Peppers right now is a choice. That's a real choice.
Well, I talked about that last week.
I like Duggar, but that's a choice.
Yeah, so do I. But we talked about that last week, and I mean, I agree. But even in this game, it showed why it happened. Like, the game now is about having fast safeties that can cover.
Yeah.
And Peppers can't. He's a thumper, but, like, he would have got absolutely lost out there with the speed that I can't believe I'm saying this, that Las Vegas has. And think about, like, what he would be doing next week against, even, say what you want about Tua and the Dolphins. That's a formidable wide receiver and skill set to go against. And Peppers can't do that. Like, he's not fast enough. And he didn't want to take a backseat role.
Right. Well, no, I understand, especially when he's not. It's not like he's 34, 35. Well, he still could be in the prime of his career. I just hate that once again he was rejuvenated here. He became a player here again, embraced it. Obviously he had, the off the field, not even blunder, but just, something he had to get cleaned up. And, so was able to come back. But yeah, it'll be a good addition to wherever he wants to. Ironically, I could see someone like the team we played yesterday picking him up.
I was just going to say that, like,
Yeah.
Brady will make the call and he'll be a Raider.
Yeah. And then, put him next to Jamal Adams, like, because he's a dog. He's a dog. And I'm like, I liked what he did while he was here, but, we'll miss him. But yeah, but no, if there's nothing else on that, we can get to week 2. So, so now that they're going down to South Beach, I mean, listen, it's no, wait, what happened? What did I miss?
I'm waiting for this transition to you to talk about the Dolphins, because, I mean, you've been so low on them all off season and you were just proven right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, at some point I was just like, it always happens. Like the history repeats itself. So, from when we were children to now, obviously they had one of the best quarterbacks who ever played in Dan Marino, right? It ended badly. I think they got beat 62-7 from Jacksonville in the playoffs, ended his career. Then you get Jay Fiedler. Is Jay Fiedler? Yeah, Jay
Yep.
Fiedler. And obviously you get the trade for Ricky Williams, and you got Chris Chambers and Ronnie Gaston. Like, they had an excellent run again. Then it phased out. Then you get Tony Sperano. They won the division, but
Well, hold on. You're skipping Dante Culpepper and Nick Saban.
Oh, right. Yeah. So you're really right. But that was short-lived, right? He goes back to college right away. Then Tony Sperano, then that fades out. Like, so it's just like Joe Philbin, like, you name it, like the young Dan Campbell coach, right? So it just hasn't come together. So I'm just like Dolphin fans that listen to this, and y'all know me because I was out there. Like, it wasn't a knock on. It wasn't like, oh, I'm throwing shade. I want you to tell me where I'm wrong, because I've seen it happen in real time. Yeah, you got the Miami Miracle, in 2018, but what happened in that season? It was number 6 being hoisted. Like, I don't. Great, I mean, you always have 1972, and you always have 1973. Beautiful. But since then, your history has been be good for a few seasons, and then you fade off. There's nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun. And literally, there's nothing new under the sun. And doesn't matter if it's called pro player. Doesn't matter if it's at University of Miami at the Orange Bowl Stadium where we used to play. Doesn't matter. They're just not going to be a prominent figure in the NFL for any time for the foreseeable future, and it's no different now. Tua, what 13 or whatever for 113 yards. I'm trying to say it. I feel like I don't like the reason why we propped him up so much. Why? Because he was undefeated against Bill before he left. Okay. And this version of the Bill too, not the Bill that would have put 40 on him and wouldn't have scored 10. Like, it's a different time. It's a different time. He's just not that good. Like, he's not that good. And you got a wide receiver who's beating more defenders outside of the stadium than inside, unfortunately. So it's just like you got that. Jalen Wallow, 1 week he goes 6 for 150. The next week it's 3 for 20. Like, it did. There's so many holes there. I don't know. Like I said, you can call it piling on. I call it stating the facts. Like, yeah, because 32 days is crazy.
I mean, okay. So a couple things to unpack here. I still think when that offense clicks, it is still tough for anyone to go against. It just feels like there's just so many what ifs in that, right? Like, what if Tua doesn't stay healthy? What if Tyreek decides that he's not investing anymore? I mean, do you know that it's been 1 year, one full calendar year, 365 days since Tyreek Hill has caught a pass for longer than 30 yards?
Oh, I mean, that happened Sunday though. It happened Sunday. Wake up.
So as down on them as you are, you're still picking them to beat us on Sunday, aren't you?
No, I'm saying I'm picking that to happen. Like, he's gonna get that. That's gonna happen. No, but they should go down there and get that dub, get that win.
We haven't won down there since 2019 or 2018?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because I was there because it was the game that Antonio Brown went crazy. And they went 43-0 down there, and I was just like, I don't know how they don't repeat at this moment, because I was like, how?
I do. He sexually assaults his personal therapist.
Oh, right, yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, how do you not? But it's just like, then he goes and does something that egregious. So it was just like, it is what it is in that moment.